They're bothered by how unbothered you are. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder for my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family, they're bothered by how unbothered you are. I need somebody to drop in the comments and say, you don't get under my skin. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, you don't get under my skin. That's what a lot of people are aiming to do when it comes to yourself. Like, they're literally saying things about you on purpose. All right? They're literally sending shots at you specifically on purpose, hoping you peek an eye out the window, hoping you step out on your porch so they can send more shots. You get what I'm saying? Like, literally being spiteful. You get me? However, y'all, when you show that you are unbothered, it bothers them more because they can't stand that you're cool, calm, and collected after they had evil intentions. Y'all remember when Omarion and his ex-baby mama or ex-wife, I don't know if they was married or not, but y'all remember when they had that whole riff-raff when she was dealing with one of his friends, you know, the ones, the guy who was a part of the B2K, whatever the case was, and when he did interviews, that brother seemed so unbothered. I'm not saying that he didn't feel it in private. I'm not saying he ain't shed no tear. I'm not saying anything, but what he didn't do is give them a public response or reaction as far as I can see. You get what I'm saying? Almost like a sibling. When a sibling just, or a coworker or a friend, right? Maybe you was that sibling, coworker, or friend, but when you're constantly messing with them or they messing with you, trying to get under your skin, but it don't work, don't it just make them more mad? You follow what I'm saying? You know, maybe they step on your shoe on purpose because you didn't fall for it. Maybe they drink your drink, eat your food because you didn't give them a response or reaction. Just like on Barbershop. Who drank my apple juice, right? Who drank my apple juice? She gave them the response and reaction that they were looking for, and that's why they kept doing it. Family, when you don't give people a reaction or a response, they're just not going to do it because they realize that that's not working. Let me go to another angle or let me try a different route. You follow what I'm saying? What I'm ultimately saying, y'all, is that they've tried a multitude of different things, talking about you, slandering you, hating on you, sending shots, trying to ruin relationships, not choosing you on purpose, trying to get you fired, trying to harm your living situation. Family, it's because you are unbothered, right? And that's bothering them. Yeah. And it takes a person to be strong to be unbothered when somebody slept with your spouse, when someone has tried to take your job, when somebody tried to take your position, when a person tried to mess up your money. The list goes on. You got to be strong, but when you show that you're unbothered, they're going to try another person, take a different angle or a different path to get to your heart, which means they're trying to crush you emotionally. Somebody drop in the comments and say, you won't crush me. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, you won't crush me. But by now, y'all get what I'm saying. They are bothered by how unbothered you are. And also, y'all can drop in the comments and let me know if anybody's doing this right now, if you've ever been through it, if you're going through it right now, all right? But anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and get directly into this banger. Leave a thumbs up on this video as well as subscribe to the channel. Y'all be sure to ring my bell so you can be notified after every single video I post. And of course, I got to ask the fam, how y'all doing, man? What you got going on? How you living? How you feeling? Okay. For me, y'all know it's a weekend, so I had me a pizza, actually two. I had meat lovers. For Domino's, that's called Pizza, and I had Supreme. Once again, for Domino's, that's called the Extravaganza. So I had that, fam. You know, I ain't gonna lie, the boy's stomach was rumbling and tumbling, so I had to throw something in my stomach. Pause. But anyway, y'all, drop in the comments and let me know how y'all doing, what you ate. I'm in your business. Anyway, let's get right into this, y'all. Number one, first thing is first. They no longer have an effect on you, okay? Let me say it louder for my chosen ones in the back. They no longer have an effect on you. See, family, most times when you're unbothered, they don't bother you the way they used to, if they ever did. You get what I'm saying? Like, most times when you're able to maintain a composed, cool, calm, and collected behavior or, attitude and personality, that comes from a place of getting stronger, getting better, understanding that it's not the end of the world, understanding that, listen, the worst you can tell me is no. All right. You can't harm me. You can't do anything to me. You won't be able to kill me. I'm protected. I'm good. Right. So that takes off a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, a lot of uncertainty and insecurity. That's a high level, right? Like if you've gotten to that level, drop in the comments and let me know. Okay. But fam, when they no longer have an effect on you, this means that you have mentally and emotionally deleted them from that space. You think about a man who has a woman wrapped around his finger like it ain't nothing, right? Very similar to what's the movie called, Tyler Perry, y'all? Help me out. Diary of a Mad Black Woman. I believe that's what it's called. Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Charles, bald head, dark skinned guy, had her wrapped around his finger, okay? But once he realized that changed after he got shot and things began to take a turn and shift, fam, it was over for him. He didn't have that effect on her anymore, okay? Same thing with any random guy out here. Like, yeah, you probably got an effect on her right now, but it's going to be a time and place or even a person who make them wake up and become enlightened to their situation. It happens. God works in mysterious ways. But the point is, y'all, is that when they no longer have that effect on that woman, when she no longer have that effect on that man, it's going to bother her. It's going to bother him. Why? Because they're unbothered. A lot of times people do things just to get underneath your skin. If it didn't bother you, they wouldn't do it. They get a kick out of that. And the fact that they no longer have an effect on you, oh man, it's burning them up on the inside for sure. Number 2, you moved on effortlessly, okay? You moved on effortlessly. Now, this right here is going to be debatable, and I understand that because somebody may say, well, Reno, if they really cared or if you really cared, you would not be able to move on so fast. I understand why you would say that. It comes off like you never cared. It comes off as if it was just a game for you in the beginning, and so on and so on. So I can understand that. But if you just really hear this out right here, do I really have to cry, bury my head in the dirt, almost kill myself, wreck a car, just for you to realize that I actually cared? Okay? Like, what is it that pushed me to the level of being able to move on effortlessly? Like, have you ever thought about it in that dynamic? It's not always the fact that the person was just ready to move on. Sometimes people do things that look easy to others, but it's hard still. It's hard to them, but it just look easy to you, to them. You get what I'm saying? So the fact that you were able to move on effortlessly, it bothered them because they was hoping to get a response, a reaction, or to get you to beg them, baby, please, please, please don't go nowhere. I promise you I'm going to do it. I'm going to change. I'm going to do this. And the whole time, you're not even the problem. It's them because they're trying their best to get a reaction or a response. Y'all remember on the Martin show, y'all, when he was like, Gina, step, just step, right? He was acting like he was hard and all that. And then when Gina was about to walk out the room, he was like, G. He was crying. You follow what I'm saying? But it kind of operates like that. Sometimes people push you to do certain things, but really they don't mean it, okay? They really don't mean it. What I want y'all to understand is this right here is another sign, y'all, where people are bothered by how unbothered you are. It's the fact that you did it effortlessly. It probably took everything in you to move like that. It probably took everything in you to act like that. But when you showed them that, it bothered them even more. Number 3, it was reverse psychology, okay? It was reverse psychology. Straight up and down, y'all. Let's just say a person stopped talking to you spitefully, okay? A person just stopped talking to you spitefully. They start exercising their silence. They act like they don't see you. They act like they don't know you. They act like they don't have anything for you. Okay, whoop-de-womp, right? But if you were still doing all the things they wanted you to do, if you were still doing all the things they asked you to do, if you were still giving them all the benefits, they would still be talking to you. You ever told a person no, No, I can't buy you the cheeseburger. No, I can't take you to work. No, I can't give you this. And now all of a sudden they spitefully don't have anything to say to you. Number one, they were using you the entire time. But number two, that's reverse psychology. If I stop giving you this, then maybe you will start giving me that. You get what I'm saying? It was reverse psychology. And the fact that you stop falling for it, that began to bother them. Yeah, because that reverse psychology used to work. When it stopped working, it exposed their insecurities, uncertainties, and their weaknesses. The next thing, y'all, number 4, it's a sign of control issues, okay? It's a sign of control issues. Like, one thing about narcissists are seeking out for weak people, vulnerable people, people who are actually strong in terms of independence, but weak in terms of empathy and heart. All right. So they need people who got their own stuff. They need people who's doing pretty well in life. But what they want is a person with all that. However, they're weak. They're vulnerable. You know, they need emotional stability and emotional support. Y'all get what I'm saying? And so they have control issues, right? Whenever you are unbothered, or when you at least act unbothered, it bothers them. Because they need to know that they are in control at all times. They need to know that they control your mood at all times. Yes, y'all, your mood at all times. All right? The narcissists don't want to be in a position to where they feel like you don't need them. No, they need to feel like they are needed. They need to feel like they are in control. They need to feel like they are in charge. You get what I'm saying? And it bothers them when you are unbothered by the fact that they're no longer here, or, you know, you're not able, or you're no longer falling for their games. Whatever the case is, it bothers them, right? The last thing, y'all, number 5 is going to be this right here. A reaction makes them feel powerful, all right? A reaction makes them feel powerful. As we all know, that's what they're looking for, a reaction or a response. But let me just say this right here, y'all. Let's talk about the new relationship scam, okay? The new relationship scam. Reno, what is that? When I say the new relationship scam, I'm talking about the person who was in a strong, powerful relationship, something that was healthy, prosperous, loving, you know, ordained by God even maybe. However, y'all, once that didn't work out, they rushed and got into a whole nother relationship. Y'all see where I'm going with this? They done got into a whole nother relationship to prove this person wrong, to make this person feel like you the one who lost out. You know, a lot of people get into that new relationship scam. They try to make their other spouse or their ex-spouse, their previous spouse, jealous, try to make them envious, trying to hurt them. But in actuality, you hurting yourself, because you don't went and got into a new relationship, but you ain't really happy. You ain't really living life the way you say you live in life. You're not really in a position of bliss the way you're trying to show it. Yeah, I see you on the boat. Yeah, I see you when they got married. Yeah, I see you out here at the bar. Yeah, I see you out here taking pictures. But it's a frown behind that smile. It's trials behind that smile. That's the new relationship scam. You just want me to get jealous. You want me to be pissed. You want me to call your phone. You want me to crash out. Somebody drop in the comments and say you're not worth the crash out. Yeah, make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say you're not worth the crash out. Reno, what are you saying right now? A reaction makes them feel powerful. That's why they get into the new relationship scam. All right. I'm going to hurry up and get with somebody else. I'm going to hurry up and work for somebody else. I'm going to hurry up and befriend somebody else. I'm going to hurry up and connect myself to somebody or someone else to make you feel like you were the one who lost out. No, you're the problem. Yeah, you're the problem. No, I'm not the problem. You're the problem. And the problem is that I am unbothered by your new relationship, friendship, workmanship, whatever ship is on. You mad because I'm unbothered by that. Y'all get what I'm saying? Drop in the comments to let me know. But fam, we'll do this recap and then we'll conclude this video. Number 1, y'all, they no longer have an effect on you. Number 2, you moved on effortlessly. Number 3, it was reverse psychology. Number 4, control issues, straight up and down. And number 5, y'all, a reaction makes them feel powerful, all right? With that being said, fam, I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Get you a Yes Sir t-shirt, Yes Sir hoodie, book a one-on-one session with your boy. Check out any one of my books. Catch y'all in the next one. Keep a rich mentality. Peace.